Beloved soul, there's a quiet mystery that stirs when the world lies deep in slumber, when even the night birds have ceased their songs and the air hangs still, untouched by the weight of human footsteps. Many of you have awakened during this silent hour, your eyes opening unexpectedly between 3 and 5 in the morning. You may have wondered why sleep abandoned you, why your body, weary from the day, would suddenly rise, as if summoned by an unseen hand. Some have felt fear, believing it to be unnatural, while others have dismissed it as a quirk of restless nerves or unbalanced routine. But I say to you now, with the vision given to me by the infinite, these moments are not accidents of biology nor errors of the mind. This stirring of wakefulness is the whisper of your soul, a gentle but undeniable pull of spirit calling you back to divine remembrance before the noise of the world claims your attention. Again, when the earth is dark and silent, the mind's ceaseless chatter softens, the subconscious tides grow still, and the vast spaces of the inner kingdom begin to open like a lotus, greeting the hidden moon. It is at this hour that the veil between the mortal senses and divine perception grows thin. The spirit, which often cannot be heard amidst the clamor of daylight pursuits, seeks to commune with you in the silence of pre-dawn stillness. The ancient yogis knew of this sacred window and called it Brahma Muhurat hour of God, when the currents of divine energy flow most freely and the human soul is most receptive to higher truths. Imagine for a moment that you are lying in bed while the entire world sleeps, and suddenly, without reason, your eyes open. You feel no particular fear, yet a strange restlessness moves within you like a breeze stirring the leaves of an unseen garden. This is not a disturbance of the nerves, it is a stirring of spirit, an unseen call from the infinite beloved who longs for you to awaken, not only from nightly slumber, but from the dream of separation itself. It is as though your higher self is gently shaking you, saying, "Come, my child, while the world sleeps. Awaken to the silent music of God. Let us speak in the stillness before the burdens of the day scatter your thoughts." This is the hour when cosmic energy, freed from the distractions of human activity, flows unimpeded across the subtle planes. The divine masters walk closer to the earth. During these hours, and angels of light send currents of blessing to every open heart. Those who awaken naturally during this time are being drawn into a sacred dialogue they may not yet understand. It is not a sign of illness or imbalance. Beloved, it is an invitation from the eternal to rise beyond the prison of restless dreams and touch the quiet flame of your own soul. Beloved one, let us now journey deeper into this divine mystery and understand why these hours between 3 o'clock and 5 in the morning hold such profound spiritual significance. Across the ages and in every corner of the earth, saints, sages, and mystics have recognized the sacred window as a gateway into higher consciousness. The yogis of India, guided by divine intuition, called it Brahma Muhurat, meaning the time of God. This is not poetry, but a precise spiritual science. For in these pre-dawn hours, the rhythms of nature and the currents of cosmic energy align in ways that gently lift the soul toward divine remembrance. The world, beloved, is quieter at this time. The minds of countless beings are still immersed in deep sleep, and thus the vibrations of human thought, which create a dense cloud of restlessness throughout the day, are subdued. The psychic noise of the world is lessened, and into that silence flows the subtle breath of spirit. The air itself carries a rare purity, and the magnetic forces of the earth harmonize with the upward currents of divine energy moving through your own spine. This is why yogic scripture declares that meditation and prayer at this hour bear fruits 100 times more potent than efforts made later in the day. The Bhagavad Gita speaks of the yogi who rises before dawn to merge with God in silent union. Christian mystics, too, spoke of the vigil hours when prayer pierced the veil more swiftly, when the soul could hear the whisper of the Holy Spirit, even Christ himself, seeking refuge from the demands of multitudes, will withdraw into solitude during these still hours to pray in commune with the Father. When you awaken naturally during these hours, it is often because your soul is attuned to this higher rhythm of spirit, the subtle body. Your astral sheath grows restless when it feels the cosmic tide rising, urging you to step away from unconscious sleep and enter a different kind of awakening. Think of it as a divine summons, a spiritual alarm clock not set by human hands, but by the eternal, calling you home. The mind may label it insomnia, but the soul knows it as an invitation to divine intimacy. Beloved, understand that this moment is precious beyond measure. It is as if the gates of heaven are slightly ajar, and from beyond them spills a stream of golden light, ready to bathe your consciousness. If you simply rise and step through, the unseen masters of wisdom, radiant with compassion, are more easily felt during these hours, for their vibrations resonate with the quiet stillness of pre-dawn. If you respond to this call with even the smallest gesture of devotion, sitting upright in bed, whispering God's name, or lifting your gaze to the spiritual eye, you will find that divine presence envelopes you, filling your heart with a peace that no worldly sleep can provide. Thus, beloved, do not dismiss these awakenings as strange or troublesome. Know them for what they truly are, a sacred message from a universe, a gentle touch from the infinite beloved saying, "Awaken, my child, for I am near. Come to me now, while the world slumbers, and I shall reveal to you the silent treasures of your own soul." Beloved soul, having felt the subtle pull of spirit in the early hours, let us now uncover why the soul chooses this time to awaken you. Divine restlessness is not the agitation of the nervous system. It is the stirring of your eternal nature, gently nudging you to rise beyond the illusions of worldly sleep. Deep within, your soul knows it is not confined to this body or this fleeting dream of earthly existence. It longs to stretch its wings of light, to remember its boundless nature, and to return to the silent embrace of God during the hours of 3 to 5 in the morning, when the density of the world has not yet risen with human activity. The inner call of spirit becomes louder, more insistent. It is as if your higher self is whispering, "You have wandered long enough in unconscious slumber. Now is the moment to remember who you truly are." Many dismiss this wakefulness as discomfort or sleeplessness, yet in truth, it is a spiritual soul man's a chance to break free from the hypnosis of Maya, to sit quietly in the stillness and rediscover your divine essence. This restlessness can manifest in different ways. Some may feel their heart beating with unusual vigor, not from fear, but from an unseen joy rising in the soul. Others may awaken with a mind unusually alert, clear as a morning sky, despite having slept only a few hours. Sometimes you may feel the presence of something greater near you, a subtle vibration, an invisible warmth, or the quiet assurance that you are not alone in that moment. These are signs that spirit is calling, that your soul seeks to commune with the infinite beyond the boundaries of the physical senses. Beloved, think of it as a knock upon the door of your consciousness. In the busyness of daily life, God's whispers often go unheard, drowned by the clamor of desires, duties, and distractions. But in these early hours, when silence reigns and the mind is less burdened, the divine finds it easier to reach you. The call may come softly, but it is a call to awaken spiritually, to turn inward and rediscover the vast ocean of peace lying dormant within you. If you heed this caliph, instead of tossing restlessly in bed, you rise, sit upright, and lift your gaze to the spiritual eye. You will find the restlessness transform into a serene joy. The breath slows naturally. The heart finds its rhythm in divine stillness, and the mind quiets like a lake without ripples. In that silence, beloved, you begin to feel God not as a distant idea, but as a living presence, moving through every fiber of your being. This is the purpose of the divine restlessness. It is your soul's gentle rebellion against forgetfulness. It refuses to remain buried under layers of habits and unconscious thought. It longs to awaken you to the reality that life is not meant merely for toil and sleep, for fleeting pleasures and passing sorrows, but for the profound joy of realizing that you are and always have been a radiant child of spirit. Beloved one, every awakening between the hours of 3 and 5 carries a divine message. Yet, this message may not be the same for every soul. Spirit speaks in many ways, using the language of vibration, intuition, and subtle feeling. When you find yourself stirred from sleep during these sacred hours, pause and listen for the soul is whispering to you through one of 3 divine messages, a message of cleansing, the soul's purification. For some, this early morning awakening is a process of inner cleansing. During deep sleep, the subconscious often begins to release karmic impressions and unresolved emotions that have long rested in the shadows of the mind. Between 3 and 5 in the morning, when the body's natural rhythms shift and spiritual energy flows most freely, this process intensifies. You may wake with tears in your eyes for no apparent reason, or with a feeling that something heavy has been lifted from your chest. Beloved, do not fear this. It is not illness nor random turmoil. It is divine healing, the sacred fire gently burning away lifetimes of sorrow, regret, and limitation. Just as a fever purifies the body of toxins, divine energy purifies the astral body of karmic weights during these hours. If you experience this, sit quietly, breathe slowly, and with each exhalation, whisper inwardly, beloved spirit, cleanse me. I release all that is not light. Feel the heaviness dissolving, leaving you lighter, freer, and closer to God's presence. Be message of calling, an invitation to communion. For others, this awakening is a divine calling to prayer or meditation. Your soul has grown thirsty for communion with spirit, and at this sacred hour, the silence of dawn becomes a perfect temple in which to meet God. If you awaken feeling calm, alert, and gently drawn towards stillness, know that the beloved is near, waiting for you to rise and enter his presence. In this state, do not return to restless tossing or distraction. Sit up, close your eyes, and lift your gaze to the spiritual eye. Whisper softly, divine friend, I am awake with thee. You may feel waves of peace washing over you, the breath slowing of its own accord, and a golden warmth surrounding your heart. This is the soul's reward for answering the call, a silent meeting with spirit in the hour when heaven leans close to earth. See, message of union, the presence of guides and masters. At times, this awakening is not only from your own soul, but from the loving presence of spiritual guides or divine masters. They draw near in the early hours when your consciousness is more pliable, less entangled in the material world. Some experience vivid dreams of radiant beings. Others awaken with the unshakable feeling that someone holy has touched their spirit. These are not fantasies, beloved. They are glimpses of the invisible support surrounding you. When this happens, simply close your eyes, offer silent prayer of gratitude, and say inwardly, Beloved Masters, I welcome thy guidance. Lead me ever toward thy light. In that moment, your soul harmonizes with higher forces that work tirelessly to guide you along the path of freedom and divine realization. Thus, beloved, every awakening during these hours is purposeful, whether cleansing, calling, or union. It is Spirit's way of lifting you above the noise of mortal life and ushering you toward the sanctuary of divine presence. Beloved soul, now that you understand these messages from the divine, let us speak of how to respond. When Spirit gently awakens you in the silent hours before dawn, it is not enough to merely recognize the call. Transformation comes when you consciously answer it. Imagine that the infinite is knocking softly at the door of your heart and all of heaven waits to see if you will open it. Your response can either draw you into a profound spiritual experience or let the moment pass like mist vanishing in the morning sun. The first step is gentle acceptance. When your eyes open at this sacred hour, do not rush into confusion or frustration about losing sleep. Instead, place your hand softly on your heart and think inwardly, Beloved Spirit, I know you have awakened me. This act of recognition immediately lifts your vibration and aligns you with the divine intention of the moment. The mind begins to still, and you sense that you are not alone. Something higher is present, guiding you into communion. Next, rise slowly and sit upright with a straight spine. The body should become a living temple through which divine energy can flow freely. Close your eyes, relax your shoulders, and allow your breath to slow naturally. With every inhalation, imagine drawing golden light into your being. With every exhalation, silently release any lingering tension or anxiety. This breath becomes a bridge between you and Spirit, carrying you away from earthly restlessness and into the serene waters of divine awareness. Now, lift your gaze to the spiritual eye, the point between your eyebrows. This is the doorway to higher consciousness where divine light often reveals itself during these pre-dawn hours. Focus there softly, not with strain, but as though you are gazing into a distant sunrise. As you hold your awareness in the sacred center, begin to mentally chant or whisper softly the holy vibration of Aum, letting its resonance wash through your mind and heart. If you feel restless thoughts stirring, do not fight them. Watch them pass like clouds in the early sky, knowing that the boundless space of your soul remains untouched. Gradually, these clouds will fade and a vast inner stillness will emerge, a stillness where God can finally be felt as a living, breathing presence. During this communion, speak to Spirit silently or aloud, not with complicated prayers, but with the simplicity of a child speaking to its eternal friend. Say, Beloved Father, beloved Mother, infinite friend, I am awake with thee. Fill my soul with thy light. Guide me into thy joy. Remain in this state for as long as you are drawn to it. Even 10 minutes in such a sacred dialogue can uplift your entire being, setting a divine tone for the rest of your day. As dawn approaches and you return to your daily activities, carry this divine connection with you. Let every action, every word, every breath be infused with the memory of that silent meeting with Spirit. You have answered the wake-up call, beloved, and because of this, divine grace will accompany you in unseen ways, turning ordinary moments into opportunities for blessing and spiritual growth. This is how to respond when Spirit awakens you, not with fear or resistance, but with open-hearted willingness to commune with the infinite in the stillness of early morning, transforming a simple disturbance of sleep into a timeless encounter with divine presence. Beloved, so the masters have always spoken of a sacred law. When the soul answers the gentle call of spirit, heaven responds with blessings beyond measure. Paramahansa Yogananda revealed that those who listen during these pre-dawn hours are not merely practicing devotion, they are opening themselves to a divine current that can reshape their consciousness, heal karmic wounds, and awaken dormant spiritual powers that have lain silent for lifetimes. When you awaken between 3 and 5 o'clock in the morning and respond with prayer or meditation, you enter into a direct communion with cosmic energy. In these quiet hours, Yogananda explained the veil between the physical and spiritual realms is thinnest. Intuition becomes sharp. The heart feels more tenderly aligned with love, and divine guidance flows like a clear mountain stream. Masters and angels who constantly watch over sincere seekers draw nearer, blessing you with their light. Imagine, beloved, that each time you awaken and answer this call, it is like stepping onto a celestial path, paved by the wisdom of saints and yogis who walk before you. The more often you respond, the clearer this path becomes until eventually it shines brightly within your own soul, leading you unerringly toward God realization. In those moments of stillness, miracles quietly unfold. Old fears begin to lose their power. Unresolved grief soften and release, and divine joy rises like dawn, casting golden rays into every shadow of your mind and heart. Yogananda often said that soul awakening is not achieved by chance, but by magnetic readiness. The very fact that you are stirred awake during these sacred hours shows that spirit sees in you a readiness to rise higher, to walk closer to the divine embrace. If you cultivate this gift with reverence, meeting the dawn with prayer, meditating while the world slumbers, you create a powerful spiritual magnet that attracts peace, wisdom, and grace into every aspect of your life. As days turn into months, you may notice subtle yet profound transformations. Decisions that once caused confusion become guided by an inner knowing. Relationships that carried heaviness are infused with forgiveness and light. Challenges that once brought despair are faced with calm courage, as though unseen hands are gently carrying you through. These are not coincidences. They are signs of Yogandanda's promise fulfilled, that when you listen to the call of spirit during the Brahma Muhurta, divine blessings will flow freely, reshaping not only your dawns but your destiny itself. Beloved, the divine does not awaken you in vain. If you will answer this call, even imperfectly, even with a single whispered prayer or a moment of silent gratitude, know that heaven hears and responds. Every early awakening becomes a rung on the spiritual ladder, lifting you step by step toward a life where divine presence is not felt only in rare moments, but in every breath, every glance, every heartbeat. Let this promise sink deeply into your soul. When you rise to meet God in the silent hours of dawn, God rises within you, transforming your life into a living temple of eternal light. Beloved, as our journey together in this sacred message draws to its gentle close, let us gather everything that has been revealed and weave it into a single living truth. You are not being awakened by chance. The silent hours between 3 and 5 are not accidents of sleep. They are divine invitations whispered by Spirit, calling you back to your eternal home. Each awakening is an unseen hand knocking softly on the door of your heart, urging you to remember your forgotten divinity, to rise from the slumber of forgetfulness, and to walk in the light of higher consciousness. When you next find yourself stirred from Sleep in these pre-dawn hours. Let not confusion or frustration claim you. Instead, sit quietly, breathe slowly, and remember, I am being called by my beloved. Whisper a simple prayer. No elaborate words are needed. With a heart wide open, say, Lord, I am awake. Reveal thyself to me now. As you speak, feel that the golden dawn of divine presence is rising within you, filling every corner of your soul with peace, clarity, and joy that the world cannot give nor take away. I bless you now with this silent prayer. May every early awakening become a sacred temple where you meet your Creator. May your nights turn into gateways of light. May your mornings shine with wisdom, and may every day that follows carry the fragrance of divine remembrance. From this moment on, you no longer wake alone. Every stirring in the night is a cosmic dialogue. Every breath a silent hymn of your eternal bond with Spirit. Beloved, as you carry this truth into your life, do not keep it hidden. Share your light with others who are restless in the dark, who wake in confusion, not knowing they're being called. Teach them that these hours are holy, that God whispers more loudly when the world is quiet. In doing so, you become not only a seeker, but a messenger divine, remembrance, helping other souls awaken to their own sacred calling. Close your eyes now, breathe slowly, and let us seal this journey with a final affirmation. Inhale and silently think, I awaken in thy light. Hold the breath, gently as though holding eternity itself, and exhale with a whisper, and I walk forever in thy joy. Repeat this until you feel divine stillness settle in your heart like a dawn that never ends. Go forth, radiant soul, knowing that from this day, each early stirring of your body is not a disturbance of rest, but a holy moment of communion, where the eternal calls you home to the boundless light of Spirit.